don't have a complete picture of the effectiveness of these areas in being successful for their conservation outcomes. So we do have a very good picture now of the extent of the areas which are designated for nature, but we don't have a good understanding around their effectiveness. And this is a significant challenge. In fact, only around 20% of areas have been assessed for their management effectiveness to deliver the outcomes for which they are designated and put into place. So this is a challenge we're facing. It's a challenge of both at the local scale of areas undertaking assessments of management effectiveness and conservation outcomes. And it's a challenge at the global scale to aggregate that information together to get an understanding at the global level of progress being made. On land, we now have around 17% of the land which is protected or conserved in some formal way. Of that, there's varying levels of representation of different parts of the world in terms of ecosystem types or ecoregions, and varying levels of protection of the most important sites globally for biodiversity. And also, there is varying levels of connectivity between those areas of land which are protected. So by various estimates, depending on the way in which you look at proximity of different areas, size of them and number of them within countries, we have around 8% of the global land surface, which is both protected and well connected to one another. There's much more that can be done to help better connect protected and conserved areas. So that would be one priority for the future. Another one would be ensuring that important sites for biodiversity are protected and included within those protected and conserved areas. And at the moment, there's around a third of important sites for biodiversity, the most important sites for biodiversity, that have no protection at all. Well, there are many sites around the world which have lagged behind in terms of protection. Island systems is certainly one of them. The open ocean, the high seas, is an area which is only 1% protected compared to 17% on land and 18% in national waters. So the high seas, island sites in the South Pacific, in the Southern Ocean, in the Atlantic, and then a number of terrestrial systems, including areas, for example, around the East African coastline and Papua New Guinea and elsewhere, where there is a need to strengthen protection because it's very limited protection for very specific ecosystem types, which are important globally. COP15 in China later this year will be hugely important on establishing the pathway towards a vision of living in harmony with nature. It will set out what needs to be done at a global level to ensure we're able to conserve and sustainably use nature in the future. And protected and conserved areas are a part of that. At the moment, they're one of 20 different areas of focus and priority of action that need to take place over the next decade.